On Thursday, May 14th, 2026, and this is the appointed time and place of the Bismarck Parking Authority's monthly meeting. I see that we have a quorum. We don't do a roll call, do we, Sue, for the Parking Authority? We do for the Renaissance Zone, so welcome, everybody. Welcome. Mayor Schmitz is with us this morning. Appreciate having you here. First item on the agenda, before we get to the agenda, is if there's any public comment. Is there anybody here wishing to comment on any items related to the current agenda or the past agendas? If not, seeing none, we'll close the public comment period, and we'll move on to consideration of the minutes of the April 9th meeting. Any changes, comments, corrections? If not, is there a motion to approve?
I would move to approve.
Trevor moves to approve. Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
And seconded by John. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. We'll move on to the regular agenda, starting with the financial statements from April. And as per usual, we'll ask management to comment on any extraordinary items or anything they'd like to bring to our attention. Jeremy?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Authority Board members, this is the April statements for the Parking Authority, and there's no surprises, nothing out of the ordinary or unusual. We're tracking well for budget on income. Expenses are in line, and our reserve account balance is $3,434,383, and 34 cents. Combined, and then checking account is $350,644.91. Combined total of $3,785,028.25.
Okay. We're probably going to spend some of that today, so it's nice to have a nice positive balance in the reserve account. Any comments or questions on the financials? Anybody have anything for Jeremy today? If not, we would consider or entertain a motion to approve the financials as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, call the roll, please, Sue.
John?
Aye.
Todd?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Trevor?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes, that motion carries. We'll get on to the bids. We've got a couple of projects that we've been working on, and we've received bids. First one, item 4 on the agenda, is to review the bids for an RFP for surveillance cameras project. And Jeremy, if you'd kind of give us a little brief background summary again of why we're looking at this.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Authority Board members. So the RFP that went out for the surveillance cameras upgrade project was to upgrade the analog cameras to digital. Some of the cameras have been replaced to digital, just a handful of cameras in each of the ramps over the years, but this would be to get everything on digital, upgrade from the analog, and then add a few extra cameras as well on some of the ramp lanes areas. And this was separated out as a Tier 1 and a Tier 2. The reason we did that is Tier 1 takes into account just the ramps and driving lanes, parking areas, full visibility of those ramps, replacing the existing analog cameras over to HD and adding a few extra HD cameras to some of the, where we found that we do have dead spots, or blind spots, I should say, in some of the ramp areas. Tier 2 consists of putting adding cameras to the stairwells of the parkade ramp, third and main ramp, and the Galleria ramp. Currently, we do not have cameras in those stairwells. We feel that that would be an added benefit for safety of the public and being able to better monitor for the ramps. And we weren't sure what that would entail for cost-wise for the Tier 2, so that's why we separated it out to give you guys more information of if we should do the project as a whole, Tier 1 and Tier 2 combined, or stick with just the ramps themselves. But the Tier 2 did come in relatively affordable, I guess, compared to the whole project when adding them both together. So I guess it would be up for the board to decide then to which direction to go for that project. Now, the bids that we received, we did receive 3 bidders: Electronic Communications, Inc., also known as ECI, Electro Watchman, Inc., and New Vision Security. You do have those spreadsheets that were included in your packet. The first page does show the totals of Tier 1 and Tier 2, and then the totals of those combined. And then pages 2 and 3 separate out the Tier 1 base bids and licensing, and then page 3, the Tier 2 amounts for each of those ramps. The bidders' amounts were electronic communications totals for Tier 1 and 2, $181,502.33. Electro Watchman, it was $193,960.97. And New Vision Security, this is kind of whacked, I guess you could say, but $510,984.63. I did ask for their explanation of why theirs was more than double than the other bidders, and they, on the bid sheet, they included a carry down from their original number into the licensing number, and it was the same number in both, but we had to add those up because it was what they included on that line. Regardless, their base bid was higher than the other two bidders anyway.
Questions of Jeremy?
I would
Trevor?
move for approval staff's recommendation, both Tier 1 and Tier 2.
Okay, are there questions of Jeremy? Jake?
Jeremy, I just had a question on the annual licensing fee. There's two of them that have an annual fee. There's one that doesn't. Do you kind of walk us through what that is for and the pros and cons of that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Authority Board members, I know that representative from ECI is here, and I guess if it's okay with you, I'd like to request you to direct the questions to him as the vendor, so I don't misspeak on that.
Sure.
Sure. You want to come up? Yeah, please. Come up and identify yourself.
I'm Randy Kovar with Electronic Communications.
Randy, welcome.
So you're asking about the annual fee? That is just the fee to keep the system updated. You have to have a current license in order to download updates from a Visualon to make sure everything stays to par. It's an optional fee. You don't have to do it. But when it comes time to upgrade or to get additional benefits of the system, you won't be able to until you pay that to get the license up to date. It's optional, but we recommend it. We like keeping our stuff up to date and running with latest, greatest.
But the system will continue to operate on whatever
Correct.
series we're on.
Correct. It'll continue to run. It's just when new cameras or new stuff comes out, you might have issues getting those to integrate with the system.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Jake?
I think so, yeah.
Other questions of Randy while we have him at the podium? Anybody? Thank you, Randy.
You're welcome.
Other questions of management? Anybody?
So Randy, can you come back?
Come on back, Randy.
You just looking too comfortable there? I know with technology, it changes all the time. I mean, and I know you guys want to cover your tails and make sure we're not having problems, but is there a lot of updates going on like in everything else?
Yes. Yeah, there's constantly updates.
What's
But
the-
like that fee, you can update marginally. You just can't update like from 8 to 9 or 9 to 10. You can do 8.1 to 8.2 kind of thing. So the mundane updates, that security updates, those will still work. You just ain't going to be able to upgrade the entire platform.
So the license fee applies just to the big upgrade, not to
Yes.
the incremental upgrades?
Correct.
Okay. And how often, I think, is where we're going with the question, is that every couple of years?
Every couple of years, they seem to the main number flips or switches to the next.
And at that point, we're looking at $2,000 to $3,000
Yes.
for that upgrade, okay.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. John, do you have anything? No. Well, Trevor, go ahead.
I have something to add. I would like to see the license fee added.
Well, it's our understanding we can pay that at the time that we upgrade,
Correct.
so we don't need to prepay it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so it's been recommended by management that we do a combined total of Tier 1, Tier 2, and get the cameras in the stairwells, which should have been done a long time ago, probably. And it's a very nominal part of the overall cost. ECI is the low bidder. I believe we're not required to take the low, it's the lowest and best, but, correct? Mayor, does that sound right?
That would be correct.
City attorney's not here, so you're the
But,
city
I
attorney.
mean, typically, it's gonna be the lowest unless
Correct.
there's a reason not to.
Correct. So that would be ECI. So we'd entertain a motion to award to ECI for a total of Tier 1 and Tier 2 in the amount of $181,502 and 33 cents. Someone want to make the motion?
Move to approve.
Trevor, motion by Trevor, is there a second?
Second.
Todd?
Just one thing, is this motion to include the annual maintenance fee or hold off on the annual maintenance?
I think it was to hold off. It was the bid of $181,502.33. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion? Further discussion? Any further discussion? If not, would you call the roll, please, Sue, and then we'll move on to the next item.
John?
I'm gonna abstain on that one just because I work for the company. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Noted. Thank you.
Todd?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Trevor?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes, that motion carries. We'll move on to item 5 on the agenda, which is to review bids for a request for proposal for Third and Main Ramp Elevator Project. And Jeremy will again give us some background information on that project.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, authority board members, the RFP for elevator controls modernization project specific to the third and main ramp. There's parts, the elevator is still working, but there are parts that are becoming obsolete as things do after 35-plus years. And so it was recommended to us for, there's an item list within that RFP bid packet of things that should be replaced to keep things operational for years to come. And so we did put that out for RFP, and we did receive 2 bidders, Larson Elevator and Otis Elevator Company. The Larson bid came in at $112,776. Otis Elevator, $155,200. And I should add, Mr. Chairman, authority board members, when we had put this on the capital projects proposed list, we had earmarked a rough budget amount of $100,000 for the elevator project, but that was based on numbers that we had from about 2 years ago.
And I had asked Jeremy to get some, everybody's familiar with Otis because Otis has been around for 200 years. But Larson Elevator is kind of a new entity to me anyway. And I think Jeremy circulated by email some of the projects that they've done in the area. And they're Fargo-based, but they have offices here as well. And they seem to check out. So questions of Jeremy on this project or these bids? Any questions? Trevor, do you have any questions?
Not at this time.
Okay.
I would, if you're ready for a motion, I would move to approve the low bid.
It's been moved that we accept the Larson Elevator base bid in the amount of $112,776. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
That's moved and seconded. And any further discussion on this one? Further discussion? If not, call the roll, please, Sue. We'll move right along.
John?
Yes?
Todd?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Trevor?
Yep.
Jim?
Yes, that motion carries. Thank you. I do have an after the motion question. I've read through the bids and the RFP and the bids. This does not include a full cab upgrade in terms of like wall panels. Is that correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. The wall panels were not part of the bid
It's
specs.
essentially all mechanical and
Mechanical
controls.
and control boards, yep,
So
yep.
if that's something, I don't know how many people at the table use that elevator on a regular basis, but and I don't either. I mean, I've used it, but I'm not in that ramp on a daily basis. But it's my understanding that that cab dates to 1991, when we built that
Still
structure,
original.
or when the city built that structure 35 years ago. So we might want to take a look at that. Not, obviously, we can't add it to this project at this point, but it's something we could, if we so decided we wanted to do, we could, do it. So that might be something there between.
And I have a comment, Jim.
Trevor, go ahead.
I would recommend that we look at that, you know, because I'm in that structure too, and
Pretty dated.
it's pretty dated, and my van parks there, and sometimes it kind of acts up, and it kind of does its own thing. So
Okay. All right. Well, we'll ask Jeremy to do that and
We can
maybe
get some
bring back some ideas.
Numbers together and see
Yeah.
what that would.
And I would encourage everybody to just kind of go take a look at it, so. Okay. That concludes the regular agenda. We'll move on to other business, and Kate from the Downtowners is here. We haven't seen Kate for a long time. Busy person.
I missed you guys.
Well, we missed you. What do you have for us?
Chair Christensen, authority members, thanks for having me. I have a few things I wrote down. I didn't want to forget. When Jeremy said that after 35 years, things become obsolete, I feel like my memory is one of those. So, and I don't know if that was directed at me, Jeremy, or not, but it does fit. Wanted to go over a couple of numbers and then some things that are coming up downtown. As you know, we subscribe to Placer AI, which is a location-based software that can track visitors and trade area and things like that. Each month I pull a report for our board, but just wanted to let you all know, and I've sent some to the mayor and administration as well, but looking at a few things downtown, the event center, which is now Oakview Group has taken over and have started their contract for management there and at the Bell. But the event center, we've seen a bump year over year. We're 8% up from the previous year. So there's a nice steady incline now, I think, going in terms of visitors to the event center. I also have a kind of a map of the downtown zoning districts in that area, so I can see how many visitors are coming in there. Visits to the downtown zoning districts are up. When I pull in just a little bit and kind of look at the street fair area, same thing. Visits, again, are up over last year and over a few years. So everything's trending in a really nice direction. Wanted to remind you all that there will be a concrete pavement repair project on Main Avenue this summer. Well, they'll be just cutting and replacing some of the concrete panels. It's not a full reconstruction or any underground work. It's just the surface panels. A lot of the panels that are maybe more damaged are between 3rd Street and 6th Street, so you might see more work there, and you might see more folks in the ramp just as there's staging or they're closing lanes and things like that, so something to be aware of. We'll start going to the construction management meetings when those kick up and be able to get you guys any updates that you might need just to kind of prepare for the ramp situation. We went to Eclipse venue yesterday, and there's an event there tonight, which is the old Borrowed Bucks space. Looks fantastic. They're already booking a lot of events. They're going to have big events during McQuaid's as well. So just expect, I think, some more movement over there, which will be fantastic. There's a few other events that are coming up that tend to see some busy times downtown. Graduation, high school graduation tends to be a big one. That's coming up at the end of the month, or I think the 26th, a little bit before the end of the month. Art and Wine Walk is June 11th. McQuaid's at the end of the month. Elbow Room tends to have an outdoor party as well, so we might see that. Eclipse venue is going to have, I think, an outdoor band and parties as well for McQuaid, so you'll see that come back. Street Fair, September 18th and 19th, just to put on your radar, a little late this year, the way the calendar falls. We're going to do the pollinator plantings again in some of the new beds. We usually do it during pollinator week if the weather holds out for us. Some of the beds that we have planted near the ramps, the soil is just full of salt or gravel just from the winter, which makes sense. So we got some volunteers from Capital Credit Union. They came, we did soil amendments and things like that. So we're going to rethink, I think, what we do on the south side of the 3rd Street ramp a little bit because of that salt and sand situation. Petro Hunt was nice enough to donate to the project and plant materials and dirt and things like that. So thanks to them. Lastly, I wanted to say thanks to Jeremy and the crew. We turned the ramps red for Nurses Week. I saw that Sanford was doing that and a bunch of others, so the ramps were lit up red to support our nurses for Nurses Week, and hopefully we keep doing more of those types of things, but thank you guys for switching them out, and thanks, Jeremy, for being open to that, and Jim. I know you guys wanted to be done in 12 to 15 minutes for your meeting, so I did as fast as I could.
We're doing fine, thanks. Any questions of Kate? Anybody?
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the updates, Kate. Anyone else have any other business? I have a brief update on the continued conversations. We continue to meet with representatives of potential large users of a potential parking structure, a new parking structure downtown, with representatives of the mayor's office as well as city administration. Those conversations, I think I reported at the last meeting, have kind of got renewed vigor. They're heading in a positive direction. I'm hoping that soon we'll actually have something to talk about and present to the parking authority. But those conversations are continuing, and they're continuing in a positive direction. So that's about all I have to say on that. So, anybody else have anything else? Trevor?
Jim, I just want to let the parking authority know I'll be there in person next month as my schedule's busy. I'm having my final meeting with the DD Council today, so
Okay.
just at that. So I'll be there at all the meetings. It's just these last two have been difficult to get to, so I'll be there.
Not a problem. Sounds good. Thanks, Trevor. If there's no further business, we will stand adjourned until June 11th. Thanks, everybody.